Discretion is advised.
Happy Monday, you are listening and or watching PWNCAST. This is episode 126 and we are in patch 7.0.3 in Legion, of course. Tonight we are celebrating Pirate Day, I think. Some of us are. I'm not really sure what else is going on. We are going to be talking about 7.1 highlights from PTR. Brewfest is coming. The first raid opens this week and much, much more. So make sure you guys stay right here.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Amongst the Azeroth elite, there is a group that defies convention. A group that stands in the face of trolls and doesn't flinch. A group that strives on unity, trust, and unwavering resolve. A group that eats tacos. For the players, by the players, we bring you. She can start a revolt with a Chaos Bolt, Bell, the PWNCAST Vanguard. The wolves whose howl can signal death's coming, Lycan. Snap back and get faster for the pet battle Grandmaster, Gemma Banks. He's sharp as a dagger with that dapper swagger, Secret Sauce. We bow to no one. We are Legion. We are PWNCAST.
Hope you guys enjoyed our new intro. I do want to make sure that I called out Mushu Pork for recording that beautiful intro. And I guess I have to unmute these guys. I guess because I have to. Arg, me mateys, you're unmuted.
There she blows.
I did bring the Pirates of Rohan with me. I did bring the Death Knight, who uses his minions to swab the deck. Pirate Lycan.
I'm sailing! Sorry, I had to do a throwback to Bud.
That's so
I just watched that. If you don't know who Nim is, Nim does a lot of parodies, and he brought Bud back in one of his videos that he just did, and I'm sorry, I just watched that again. I'm going, I got to do Bud for the Pirate Day.
I'm painfully aware that that's your kid's hat because it doesn't fit on your head.
There's how it's supposed to fit.
It's okay, this eye patch isn't mine. This is Ella's child's eye patch.
But see, like, we wouldn't even be able to tell from that angle, so that works.
Valid.
We were wondering, though, was it made by a 2-year-old with popsicle sticks and Elmer's glue?
Maybe? I don't do crafts, so I wouldn't even know what that looks like. I feel like my eye patch is crooked, but I can't really see because I can only see out
you're fine.
You do craft dinner, though, right?
Yeah, well, I do craft dinner, actually. I did bring the monk whose pirate mullet attracts all the ladies, Gemma Banks.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
You look like Rick James. I'm Rick James, bitch.
What do the 5 fingers say to the face? Well, a lot of feedback was, you're wearing a hat too much, what do you look like under that hat? So I figured I'd just let loose, right? Let my hair down, so thanks for joining us this week.
Long hair don't care?
My eyelid is sweating from this eye patch.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I
that good material right there.
Hold on, you look like a beauty, bro.
I did also bring the priest who doesn't understand the meaning of Pirates Day. A snapback with a P on it is not for pirates. Hello?
Yes, it is. You just disgraced all of Pittsburgh right now.
Excuse me, woman. For somebody being from Pittsburgh, it's very offensive.
A team is not a pirate. They don't have peg legs. They don't have... That's just not appropriate.
Their mascot is. Anyways.
It's not appropriate.
This is the closest I'm going to get to pirates. And that's not even pirates. So...
You don't even have the Dread Pirate on her.
I thought I was going to be able to do the entire show with the eye patch on, but it's not going to happen.
Better figure it out. You don't know the meaning of Pirate Day then.
Well, because I can't see.
Right. It's not my problem.
I need to be able to see to be able to do the show, which I think...
Up there, it does break your 5 head up, so it's not that bad.
Well, there goes that.
Whoa!
Mind blown.
We got news. Let's change that.
Okay.
It's a great segue into our first topic, actually.
So, the first topic is, of course, it is Pirates Day, which by the time you guys watch and listen to this, Pirates Day will be over. Hopefully you went and did the things, got the stuff, did the pirate stuff, and you've celebrated what it means to be a pirate. Did you guys do your pirate stuff?
No.
I didn't
Negative.
No,
I got home from work and I was just like, let's get ready for the show.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I slept half the day.
I don't think I've done the pirate stuff ever.
I did it a long time ago.
I didn't have time. I had to rewrite my entire lore segment, and
There you go.
I think I have Ebola because I was sick all day.
Did you go to
The same.
Chipotle?
I didn't. No.
I thought I had mono for an entire month one time. Turned out I was just really bored.
And print screen for the win.
So when you said mono, your face froze and it was glorious.
Oh, Jim. love you,
Also,
man.
it's important to note that Brewfest is coming September 20th through October 6th. Now, the loot that you get from that, Corin's loot, is actually going to be item level 810. That's something that's new this year.
Cool.
The new brew is Spirit Spirits, and the Gravel Gold Braids famous sausage hat is a new toy. It costs 100.
Sausage hat. Yum.
Brewfest
So many bad
prize.
things.
So you guys are just nasty. Nasty little
Well.
buggers.
Emoto.
Bud's gonna like it. Don't worry.
Bod will like it because Bod
Bud.
likes everything. Oh, Bud? Oh, I thought you said
See, we're
Bod.
Bud.
Bod's tweeting. That's the only reason I said that. Shout out to Bod who's tweeting me during the show.
I thought he said bod too. Thanks for the pets, bod.
On my phone, literally, this is all Bod's Twitter tweets right here. Do you see those? That's Bod tweeting me.
Ping, ping, ping.
That's Bod tweeting me. Kind of awkward.
Bod
but-
is good. Bod is great.
Bot is great. So BattleNet name changes. Now everybody gets a free BattleNet name change, but after the
catch.
first one is free, you are then able to get. You can purchase it for $10. So you can change as much as you'd like. You just have to pay $10 for it. You can go through the shop and get it, and do your things, be happy, do the cha-cha, live the life of grandeur.
I can finally
Okay.
change Blaze It, Elite 420 from my battle tag now.
It's already taken, bro.
What are
Oh,
we?
okay.
What
Pretty
are
sure
we
it is.
blazing? 420.
I said I could replace my name, my battle tag name. It's Blaze It, Elite 420.
Oh, that's weird.
Is it weird?
Kind of weird that Lycan would say that.
That's his other life.
Yes, I wasn't saying it's because you're old, but I mean,
Don't you remember when I used to rap?
I do remember
We
the
do
awful day when you used to
remember.
rap.
Yes.
Okay. Legion Season 1 for PvP also begins September 20th. World bosses are available September 20th. There's 11 of them. Go in there and get your achievement. Do your thing. Kill the cha-cha. Kill them all. Mythic Plus Dungeons, which is the new keystone system that's in place, which ultimately, if you choose, you can go up to like item level 895 for rewards if you continuously build that keystone system.
Right.
So that's pretty exciting. I don't know if you guys are aware. Now, let's talk about the patch information.
Shouldn't you put your patch on for that?
Ooh.
I would think so.
I can't see with the freaking patch.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
It's a
you're good.
lovely patch, though. I'm thinking of wearing it to bed because I want to wake up with the patch on.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What you and
let's-
Dark do.
Let's stay
is-
focused here. Yes, please.
We don't judge. This is a judge-free zone.
So
It's a family show.
50 Shades of Belle.
7.1, 50 Shades of...
Hashtag.
Did you say 50 Shades of Belle?
We might have.
That's so awkward.
Hey.
Just let it be known on the record, I don't submit. So it ain't 50 Shades of shit because I don't submit. So there's
I'm
that.
dying here.
I didn't watch the movie, but I did read the book in a past life.
I'm photoshopping it now.
Yep. Make that. Thank you, Lycan.
What
Make
about
a,
these
we'll make a
patch?
theme out of it.
Let's get back to patch notes. I can't
This is
deal.
part of the patch notes. This is the part you missed, Jimmy.
So we all know that Karazhan's coming. We're super excited about that, but I wanted to get into a little of some things that are super important that are coming in the patch that everybody should know. Shadow form returns to Priest. Yay! Rejoice! You now get Shadow form. Yay! Happy. Yay.
Secret? Anything? No.
No? Was it
I only
Yeah.
use it to kill stuff since Holy it takes forever.
I think people were really upset that they didn't have Shadow form, right? Because didn't they take it away?
I mean,
I
they
don't
took away
priest, so
the whole aspect of you could glyph into where you would get on a mount and your mount would turn shadow form too. That was cool. I don't know if that's coming back with it as well, but who knows? So
interesting. But it is coming back, so the priests that were upset that they didn't have it, you do have it. You'll be able to hide your belt in transmog, which is really nice because the amount of times I've looked retarded because I can't change my belt or I can't find one that just fits what I'm trying to do. So all you slut moggers whose belt doesn't fit into your underwear, you are good to go now because you don't have to have a belt in the new patch.
Yeah, buddy.
UI changes. I got to tell you, I was going to go in and do some video. I'm trying to adjust because I seem to be really pasty. I don't know if it's just real life or it's just my camera cracking out.
It's our elbow.
Be pasty.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So they're in your gear. Whenever you have gear in your bag, if it's an upgrade for you in relation to what you're currently wearing, there's going to be a green arrow over the gear in your bag, which is really nice. I did think a lot of quality of life improvements are happening. The flight path, so when you go to your Flight Master now and you click it open, all these trees of ridiculous flight paths are all over. Now it actually won't be that way. It'll be when you click your final destination, you'll see just that path.
Okay. That's
isn't
cool.
anything...
So it's like right now it's like a giant spider web.
Yeah,
so.
And it'll just be the one, which is really nice
That's
that they've done that. And then a really cool thing that I'm not sure exactly how it works because I didn't have anybody on in PTR to test with me. There is a quick join button in BattleNet for your friends. So if your friend is queuing up for dungeons or something, there's a quick join where you can automatically group up with your friends that are doing
kind of
things
like how it was in Diablo 3.
Right, and I think what they've done is a lot of these UI changes and these quality of life improvements, the stuff that add-ons already do, and I think that this is famous for what Blizzard does. They let the the add-on developers go and do their thing, and then they essentially take their idea. I'm not calling them out and saying that's what they do, but I'm going to choose to use the words they like other people's work so much that they're choosing to showcase it.
Well, we've seen that in the past, though. Look what happened with Open Raid. And even Tiny had said that. They approached him and said, look, you either give it to us or we break it. So, I mean, why not? I mean, they already have a community out there that's doing a lot of the work for them.
I think the only part that sucks is the developers of the add-ons that, the guys that work really hard to do that, it kind of basically makes their work null and void. But, I mean... I'm all for bringing things in game that I don't have to download an add-on for. So if there's another way and means for me to use it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. I try to tread lightly because I don't want any developers to be like, hey, fuck that girl. No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like...
Fuck that generic pirate.
And her fucking jank-ass eye patch. So, yeah, pretty good things. But I have to tell you the thing I'm most excited for. Now, for those of you that know me... What is my favorite place in all of World of Warcraft?
Your garrison.
Favorite.
The fan favorite? Jim's the only one that knows me?
Well, no, I just
why did my voice get all high and squeaky? I just went through puberty. So, Suramar, the fan favorite,
nice
Suramar.
Place. Right.
They've added a 9-week quest series in 7.1. Ending with the achievement Insurrection, which I love. And ending with the Arcanist Mana Saber mount. Arcanist, however you say it, wherever part of the world you're from, wherever, if you say it differently. But what I love is they're continuing to develop the content of Suramar because why?
Fan favorite, right?
Fan favorite. That's where
it's gigantic.
That's where all the people are, guys. It's where I died 4 times yesterday trying to do this stupid fucking achievement that apparently I need a group of people for. So I'm just going to glide over to the spots I need to be, die, and then glide back over because...
I'm deeper into the quest chain now. I was really slacking, so I did get deeper.
How are you feeling? Tell us how you feel about the
I like it. It's kind of developing, right? These, yeah, I don't want to sound dumb. Yeah, it's cool. Like, you're kind of rebuilding this area, and it's, bringing all these people together. It's fan favorite.
Hate it.
Did I just bust you in a lie when you said you've been doing Suramar?
No, I just no. I have. I just.
Oh, there's a voice again. That's a lie.
I cracked, right? So when I'm talking about lore or paying attention to stuff, I'm not the greatest. So for me to regurgitate what I went through, it's just why I started smirking. And
but you enjoyed it though. You had a good time.
So far, so good. I just know there's so much more.
Favorite, right?
Yeah. Well, for some, yes. Not this guy.
Not that guy.
This guy.
I can't stand the place.
Yeah, right.
Moonlit Landing is the bane of my existence right now.
Okay, because that's not where... It's not meant for us, like, in the long term. Maybe in the long term we'll have some attunement to where it takes some of those... guys with the eyes on their heads that can see you. It's death. That whole side of Suramar City is just death. Just the Gilded Market. It's all death.
3 quests to do in that damn place. And then I saw one of the world quests pop up today, and I went, oh, hell no.
Wait till you get to the... You have to do the attunement for the secret dungeons there. And
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
he did it already.
There's 3
And
rumors
then-
you have to squash, and you have to, like... There's no way of getting there alive.
No.
Essentially, I'm going to need somebody, if you are online and you are willing to be my sacrificial lamb, I need you to comment on the show, send me an email, let me know you are willing to be my sacrificial lamb, and you will aggro the mob so I can run in the opposite direction.
Remedies.
I know.
Yep,
Where
there it
is
goes.
he? He is my
And then-
he does do that.
And then I got so upset when
away
I
from
got...
the keyboard.
I get into the Court of Stars, and I'm going, finally, I got this damn place opened up. I can go actually see what this dungeon's like. I go in there, and guess what's in there?
Death.
Moonlit Landing all over again.
Oh,
That's
fantastic.
exactly where they send you. I'm going, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So not only did I die all those times by myself, but I went in with a group of 4 other people and died constantly on Mythic, and they were going, this is just ridiculous.
That sounds like a blast.
It is. It's
I'm
fun.
ready to die because I need to help Suramar people. I need to help Melanosh Melanore.
Fucking junkies.
I know all of their I know their whole fucking language from spending every day in Suramar since launch.
You don't speak English, right? But you know how to speak
Are you talking about the
Sumerian.
mana crystals? Like
I-
you need more mana?
I know you're totally.
Mm.
I literally know all of their, and it's funny because when we're going through and when a quest giver does the thing when you click on them, I always repeat it, and a Coney just cracks up laughing every time I do because yeah. Now, the most exciting thing that's happened this week, keep in mind there's not a whole lot of news. Here's why. BlizzCon's coming. We all know Blizzard gets super quiet. They're focusing on their things. They're doing their stuff. They're making things happen. So they will get a little bit quiet. Plus, they're developing 7.1. There's a lot of 7.1 changes in addition to that. They've done some class changes. Some, I think, are better than others. Make sure you go to the PDQ to look at your specific class changes for 7.1 because there's been a lot of stuff that's been changing. Interesting enough, I wasn't sure if Jim was going to cover it, but for pet battles, they are bringing the new rating with leashes, achievement.
This is why I watched the show. Nice. I'm excited.
I know.
Did not know that.
Wish there was a website you could go to.
I know.
And then if you go Ulduar, Trial of the Crusader, Ice Crown Citadel, in search of the rare pets, you get a chance to do battle with a celestial foe. That's being added. It's
Ooh.
really embarrassing when you
That's
tell the
cool.
pet battler the news for
Yeah. Well, I'm not breaking news type of guy, but that's awesome. I was going to guess and say, well, what are they doing it for some of the newer raids? And thank you. I'm excited.
Blood of Sargeras trader. In 7.1, there's going to be a trader who's going to sell stacks of 20 of mats. So,
Oh, wow.
lean shank, fatty bear, steak, lay blood,
bear.
all your fish, all of your profession mats. For one
Okay.
Blood of Sargeras, you get a stack of 20. You also get an order resources cache as well that'll give you order resources. But that is pretty awesome. The only thing that's not in a 20 thing stack is going to be the Leylight shards. You only get 5 of those, and the Starlight Rose, because you know that's the thing, right? That's the very, very highly coveted Starlight Rose of the herbs is very, very serious. I had a guildie argue with me for 30 minutes, Felix, because he did not want to mill it for his quest because he's like, but it's the Starlight Rose. So that's pretty nice that they're giving you the option. I'm hoping that this offsets the people that aren't gatherers, right? Like, you have to... They change things with professions. All of your alts with your professions, you have to get them to max level in order to get the fucking recipes. So you're literally just going to be either just forgetting about that and purchasing these items from the auction house or getting them from guildies. But now you can actually purchase the mats, which is really nice if you don't farm or partake in that specific
I was just going to say it probably hurts the gatherers a little bit, but better for...
But it hurts them in small amounts because for one
Right.
Blood of Sargeras, you only get a stack of 20, which is not a lot. And Blood of Sargeras is not...
Well,
it's
no,
not readily available.
Some people, like I know people that have like 200-300 of those
That's
already.
because
So
they're hoarders, right? They're professional hoarders. They're really good at saving their mats and doing what they need to do and saving the, they have, that's just people that are hoarders, which is good because they do that for a reason. It's the hoarders that make all the money.
Right.
But what I did appreciate is I know why they made it where you had, you have to level and do these quests for your professions. They wanted those that do the professions to be able to make money. And I appreciate the reason Blizzard did that. They wanted, if it's really easy, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to be a tailor. So where am I going to make my money in the auction house if everybody's doing it? Well, they made it basically where it's not as easy for you to just swap to an alt and do some profession work. If you want to get the high quality and the higher end gear or the higher end craftables, you're going to have to actually level all those alts. So I do appreciate Blizzard's attention in that matter. And even though it's frustrating for me who has 10 alts and they're all for professions,
it's just good to see materials not so cheap still. Like, I haven't been paying attention to all of them, but enchanting mats is one that's still kind of up there. So
Yeah.
it's good. Not so much if you're a purchaser, but when you're selling, you want to make some gold. Right?
Oh yeah. If you want to make gold, be an alchemist right now.
Well,
As
remember,
God.
oh yeah, that's ridiculous. And remember too, they screwed up profession so bad in Warlords of Draenor that they had to do something drastic. And you know, as much as I don't like the changes, because as an engineering, I'm not gonna get rid of engineering just because I've had it for so long. But there's really not a lot of money to be made in it.
Did
Even
they
with
screw?
some-
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'd say even with some of the stuff they came back with now, there's still not a lot of people are looking for the pump action bandage gun. You know, they're not running out to get it. They're not running out to get the little turrets you drop down. But it's nice to see them actually do something different. And
did you
know,
say the pump action bandage gun? Oh, okay,
Most
okay.
certainly.
Yeah, I know.
I can shoot people and heal them.
Don't make them pop the trunk.
Aside.
What up?
Nothing.
He was rapping.
Yeah.
Leave him be.
I'm gonna let you do that thing that you do because you just really creep me out. I'm trying to decide if my camera got better. It's really weird. I look dead. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Last item for the 7.1. There's a lot of items that were covered, so make sure you go to the PDQ and you read the patch notes that we have there for PTR.
I just did.
Did you just read them?
I did. That's why I was so kind of zoned out.
The cool thing regarding PvP is when you prestige, you don't lose your honor talents anymore. So prestige is basically literally just going to be accolades of that nature. I'm excited.
You think they got enough complaints? Yeah,
I think people. It sucks because what's the point of prestiging now that you don't lose your talents? Right. What's the point? Like, there's no sacrifice being made there, so what are you doing to earn it?
I like the idea of having to sacrifice and start over again, but you still prestige and get other things, so it's still cool.
You'll still have to you still have to work for it, right? Because you have to really grind to be able to prestige. So I guess
how long does it take to get the next? I mean, essentially, it's a talent, right, for PvP.
So
you get one right off the bat, right?
You get one right off the bat, and then every couple of levels, honor levels.
It's like 3 levels, I think, something like that. 2-3 levels. And it's still not bad.
Honestly, it's not that difficult because you get them on a loss as well. It's not that difficult to get.
Well, yeah, you still earn some sort of experience.
Yeah,
so.
It's totally not complicated at all to do that. So, no, it's totally good. Okay. So, I think that's pretty much all we really needed to cover. There's a lot of stuff that was added, dungeon stuff, raid stuff, some changes to first aid and some other things. So make sure you guys go and check that out. But I wanted to talk about the raid that's being released where everybody's freaking stoked about it because, yay, raid. It is the Emerald Nightmare. Now, we are going to have some lore regarding the Emerald Nightmare. But I wanted to give you some specifics and then give you a rundown of the bosses. So, obviously it's in Val'Sharah. There's 7 bosses, and the first boss, of course, is well, I don't know if this is actually the first boss. I feel like it's the last boss. Isn't Xavius the last boss?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Last boss.
They have it listed as the first boss on World of Warcraft's website, so I don't know. That's kind of weird. Okay, so we have Xavius, who once a powerful mage and a is it counselor? Chancellor. I don't know how to read, guys. Counselor to Queen Azshara, Xavius forged a pact with Sargeras to enable the Legion's first invasion of Azeroth. Cursed and tormented in the wake of that defeat, Xavius plots vengeance against the world from within. The rift of whatever.
Own.
If I say it, people are going to make fun of me, so I'll just let you be the person that they make fun of. Then for the secondly, we have Sonaris, which the demigod Sonaris is the father of Druidism in Azeroth. Druidism! There is an ism for that. And one of the world's oldest and most powerful protectors. I'm not going to go into any more detail of these bosses because I don't know what you're covering for your lore, so I'm trying to tread lightly to make sure.
Pretty much just Xavius.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then
Xavius and the Nightmare.
for the next boss, it's going to be... last time I said this, when I did my Druid video, I said Yursok, but it's Ursoc.
Ursoc.
People were so angry on that video that I said...
Don't mess with demigods.
I know. He is one of the wild gods, patron of the Fur Blog, which the Fur Blog is Grizzly Hills. Hello. I love the Fur Blogs. And closely linked with druidic power of shape-shifting, the ancient Great Bear has long been a protector of Azeroth. Oh, he did. He slumbered in the shrine of Grizzly Hills.
Yes.
Grizzly Hills I love. Let's see. Number 4 is going to be Dragons of Nightmare. That just sounds scary. I'm sorry. That's just terrifying. The Emerald Dream was entrusted to Ysera for safekeeping, and the mightiest of her green dragon brood were assigned to stand watch over 4 portals that connected directly to Azeroth. I'm not going to read any more on that one.
I remember these world bosses too. So
You do? I don't remember them.
Yeah. There
maybe for
was
your time.
Well, I actually get a little bit into the lore as well.
I didn't do a lot of group stuff or things that required me to have other people, way back in the day.
Right.
We know it scarred you for life.
I know. So the 5th one, Ilgnoth, the Heart of Corruption. Did I say that right?
Close enough.
Lodged in the hollows of the now decrepit World Tree, Ilgnoth is a manifestation of the horrors that lie at the heart of the nightmare. Who?
The what who lies?
What? Your mom lies.
Horrors, not hookers and blow.
Not hookers and blow. I don't want to say number 6.
Why? You can do it, Belle.
Who?
Say it.
Nithendra?
Say
Elreth. Shalalala.
Shalalala. Perfect.
Renferal. Just say the last one. Renferal.
Please don't make fun of me, guys. I don't know
We
how to
encourage
say
you. The other 3 on the show encourage you to make fun of her.
I hate having to be the person that reads the names because everybody makes fun of me. But I can barely speak regular English.
I used to be that guy.
Renferal.
That's why I love it.
It's what?
Renferal.
Yeah, but what's the first name?
Elreth?
Elreth. Okay, Elreth. Nithendra. Did I say that right?
You did?
Nithendra was once a member of the Green Dragonflight charged with guarding the World Tree.
It's a pretty big responsibility there.
Yeah, and they're the last boss or the first boss. I don't know the order in which it's on here. It could be wrong, but that's the order that World of Warcraft gave. So
Yeah.
Now, with the Emerald Nightmare, obviously a lot of people were really excited about this because Emerald Dream, all the things that are going on. Lycan, why don't you tell us some detail about things?
Ooh.
Detail.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Do
As for
tell.
the bosses, though, I'm not going to go too in depth into the bosses themselves. But there's been a lot of questions, and I've had a lot of people ask me questions about the Emerald Dream and about the Emerald Nightmare, what the hell it was all about. There will be a section in here where if you do not want to hear spoilers of things that are going on in Val'sharah, I will give you a 5-second warning, so you'll have to mute it for 5 seconds, and then you can come back to it. But to start it off, the Emerald Dream is a plane of the universe that the world of Azeroth is set in. It is one of several planes of existence that includes, like, the material plane, that's where most of the roleplay takes place, the elemental plane, think Firelands, the twisting nether, see I said it right this time for you, which before arguments begin is considered an astral plane. You also have the Emerald Dream and others. The Emerald Dream, we learn from Chronicle, is the polar opposite of the Shadowlands, which is where you would pull the powers of the Shadow Priest, obviously. The Emerald Dream is the plane of life, life before the inhabitants of Azeroth would have changed it or, in some minds, contaminated the planet itself. The dream was created actually by the Titans as the world, the moment it was created. There are no cities. The Great Sundering never happened with the Well of Eternity, and most of the inhabitants are mostly spiritual ones. No permanent changes can be made of the dream, not even by the aspect of the dream herself. Up until the raid Dragon Soul, Ysera was actually in charge of the dream, and it was her clutches or her brood that was the responsibility to protect it. Now, here's your 5-second warning. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. You're going to need to mute if you don't want to hear the spoiler. Now, with the events of Al-Shara, we know that Ysera is dead and Ysandra is the last. Now that half of you are back, we can get back to the dream.
And it's only a spoiler if you didn't level. If you didn't level
Right.
and you didn't go through Val-Shara, then it's a spoiler. But if you did your things...
We talked about that Lycan.
Yeah, if you've completed Val-Shara, then you know exactly what happened.
Yes.
The green dragonflight, though, was the main, but not the only inhabitants of the dream. Some other creatures, including some druids, had found their way into it. There are 2 ways to enter the Emerald Dream. It's either physically through or through an actual dream itself. The druids would put themselves into a deep slumber from their barrow dens to allow them to enter the dreams. There are also physical portals to allow you to enter as well. These portals are, and they're still there if I'm not mistaken, Duskwood, Hinterlands, Feralis, and Ashenvale.
That's where those 4 world bosses we were talking about, Bill.
Right, those are the 4 Emerald world bosses. It used to be, I remember fighting some of them still in Lich King, and they were still a pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. There is also one underneath Wormrest Temple that Blizzard never either completed or flushed out any of the lore for it, so it's technically not a portal into it.
Right.
The dream itself, though, has been around in the lore since World of Warcraft since vanilla. We've encountered it in the Barrens at Dwelling Caverns and also at Swamp and Sorrows at the Temple of Atal Hakar. But we'll get back to those a little later when we talk about the Nightmare. We also get to see a little bit of the preview at the Battle of Mine Hyjal. We see the world tree known as Nordrassil, and there are 4 world trees. Shaldrassil, which is the newest one in Val-Shara, is the newest one that we've actually got to encounter. But one of the original ones, Nordrassil, was linked to the Emerald Dream itself. It actually helped destroy Archimon the first time around. And a little side note, this is why the Night Elves and the Druids are immortal. They had a pact between Ysera and Malfurion to grant them immortality by accessing the dream. Back to Archimon, though, all of the spirits bound themselves together and helped destroy the weakened Archimon that we never killed him himself. We had just weakened to the point, and if you remember, all the wisps came out and they actually killed him. It takes druids, though, of great power, or even demigods like Cenarius, Ursoc and Ursul, Aviana, Malorn, and others. Some of them we will actually see in the raid with the Emerald Nightmare in Legion. But again, not going to go too far into that. So let's move on to the Nightmare itself. The Nightmare is a virus of sorts that has corrupted the dream and was set forth by an old god named Enzoth. These gods were imprisoned by the Titans into Azeroth because if the old gods had were destroyed, it would actually destroy Azeroth itself. Now, up until recently, we never understood why this was such a big deal. Why not just kill them? You know, yes, the planet would have been gone, but hell, the Titans had created numerous other planets with numerous other inhabitants. Why was it so special? Well, that's because it is a Titan, or rather a world soul of a Titan. In Chronicle, we also learn that fewer and fewer world souls exist, but not how many, we're not sure. I am, through a lot of the research, though, with lore freaks, are almost positive that Azeroth is the last of the world souls. But again, this is something completely different. And like I said, I've always tried to explain that Azeroth was very special, and not sure why. But with the old gods, if they ripped the gods from the planet, it would destroy it, essentially destroying the planet itself and the Titan. Now, the old gods, though, they were cowards. Come on, be honest. We've actually never fought an old god, only manifestations of them. With Cthulhu, we fought the Eye of Cthulhu. With Yogg-Saron, we fought what was called the Brain of Yogg-Saron. We have actually never faced an old god.
Why is that, though?
Because they're still locked in these prisons. Even though we actually went into the prison of Yogg-Saron, you cannot kill that planet. If we would kill that old god, it would destroy the planet.
Right. Whose planet?
Azeroth.
Yeah. They're all the old gods are tied to Azeroth in that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. So that's why if you
read
it's a good thing I wasn't in charge, because I'd be setting everybody on fire. So I mean,
right? People are going, well, what about your charge? Your charge was the one and whatchamacallit, and missed everybody. Said, well, he's dead. Well, we found out he's technically not dead.
Right.
His heart was still alive. It was
right.
beating above our heads as we were fighting Garrosh.
Yeah.
So you can't kill the old gods. They're stuck to the planet. So essentially, they're trapped inside the planet, imprisoned, and that's why they had the keepers, which were the Titan constructs like Thorum and Mimron. They were there to keep the old gods in check.
Yes.
So, though we never really fought them, they've corrupted the denizens of Azeroth for their bidding, like the Naga or Deathwing itself, or something that was called the Curse of Flesh. This is where you got a lot of the stone that were turned into the dwarves. This was called the Curse of Flesh that happened. And now that we're talking about it, the Emerald Dream. The Naga, Deathwing, and the Nightmare all are due to the one old god in particular, which is Enzoth, which we are finally getting to see. We've heard rumors about him in the past, but this is the first time we've actually got to experience directly things that he has caused, except for seeing his creatures. And as I was saying before, the Temple of Atal Hakar, I practiced this word before
Sunken
I came
Temple,
in here.
dude. Sunken Temple.
Or the Sunken Temple, if you wish, was created
You
by
said Sunkel. We can't even say regular English right. Damn it.
The Atal Hakar was created by a group of trolls, and it was trying to summon wow, I'm really bad tonight. Summon the most dangerous and downright evil things on Azeroth, which was Hakar the Soul Flare. Some have gone and speculated that Hakar is actually a child of the old gods. Ysera found out about their attempts to summon Hakar and sent a group to investigate and stop the trolls. This was led by a green dragon by the name of Iranicus. Unfortunately, the entire group had fell to the Nightmare. The second place we encountered the Emerald Nightmare was in the Wailing Caverns. Mm-hmm. It was formed by a bunch of druids that tried to connect the Emerald Dream to the Barrens to bring life back to this wasteland. Again, they screwed up and got corrupted themselves, turning the druids into what are now known as the Druids of the Fang, and their leader, Nerlex, fell into a deep sleep and was stuck in the Nightmare itself. Between the times of the Wrath of the Lich King and Cataclysm, the Nightmare reached its height of its full corruption. The leader of the Nightmare was, and is now again, Xavius, and this is where we're getting to the last boss of the Nightmare. He was one of Queen Ashar's beloved advisors and was turned into the first satyr by Sargeras during the War of the Ancients. His main job was to kill Malfurion Stormrage. That was it. But of course he failed, and Malfurion transformed Xavius into a tree. Now, this is where the old gods come into the mix.
Is that what you do when you're mad at somebody? You transfer them into a tree? Is that...
Why not?
I don't... Again, what happens when you kill a demon? You can't kill them unless they're in the Twisting Nether. So the only way to contain him...
Yeah.
He just come back.
Yeah, he just goes into another body, pretty much. So
right. And at that time, they had that portal that was being created through the Well of Eternity that legions and legions of demons were coming out of. They would have killed him, he just would have woke up, walked right back out again. So that really is not going to work too well. So he turned him into a tree, and this is where the old gods come into the mix. Enzoth corrupted Xavius and turned him into the, he was the whole night elf goat tree thingy. Enzoth had also convinced Fandral Staghelm to put a branch of Xavius into the Teldrassil, which is the night elf home. This corrupted all lands around it, attempting to bind Azeroth the Dream and ultimately the Nightmare. He almost completed this task, however, it was not to be. Malfurion, Tyrande, Brol, Ysera, Iranicus, and a bunch of others helped and killed Xavius. They were successful in purging the Emerald Nightmare and put it all the way back into one little area called the Rift of Oln, which we will finally, again, something that...
How did you say that? The Rift of...
Oln, A-L-N.
A-L-N, okay, Oln.
Yeah, and this is, again, if for the ones that are really into the lore, that really deep into it, we love to hear that we're actually going to see the Rift. This is the first time, because, when you read Stormrage, that's where they locked everything back. They couldn't get rid of it completely, but they were at least able to lock it away in one little section. Now, wait, you say. If we're going to start facing Xavius in the Emerald Nightmare raid, but he's dead. Well, remember, though, he's a demon. And when we encountered Archimonde in Warlords, we were told in order to kill that demon, you had to die in a Twisting Nether, where his soul is tethered to.
Well, we had to kill Xavius' shadow in...
well, that's just his shadow.
Right.
That's just like a manifestation of him. Yeah, and Val Shral, we did that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's just a manifestation. It's like a hologram.
I just wanted to see how many times I could get you to say manifestation in a sentence.
Thank you. But there are two things I'm not sure of, and that is, how did Xavier get back to Azeroth, and where does his allegiance lie? Now, I have a tinfoil hat theory about this, and it's going to get a little deep, but bear with me.
That's just the way we like
what
it.
she said. Again, to recap, we know that Azeroth is a Titan. More importantly, it's a world soul. We know that the Titans went looking for more of their kind, but found fewer and fewer of them. What if Azeroth is the last Titan? The Titans are no longer, but their spirits are inhabiting the Keepers, like Mimron and Thorum and the rest of them that we pretty much find in Aldwar. Then we have the Emerald Dream. What I am thinking is that the Emerald Dream, maybe it's the mind of Azeroth. Like I said, we don't really know much about the Nightmare and its usage, but the Nightmare, in my opinion, is how the old gods planned on using Azeroth against the Titans. Now, follow along with me, Xavius was killed. When he did that, did he break that mind control that Enzoth had on him, and that allegiance that he allied to him, that he, allied up with him? When he was reborn in a twisting nether, was he sent back here to engage the Nightmare again, but this time by Sargeras? If Sargeras sent him back, now having the power of the Nightmare, and Azeroth being the last Titan, Azeroth is probably the only thing that stands in Sargeras' way of total domination in the universe and taking it back to chaos, that soup of nothingness that the universe started with, which is Sargeras' prime goal, is to destroy everything. So if this is his last Titan, and the last Titan that is out there, this is why Azeroth is so special. This is why the Naru helped guide the Draenei to Azeroth. Yeah, they ended up in Draenor at first. They left there, and they ended up mysteriously on Azeroth. So it's just a lot of things are starting to fall into place of why Azeroth is so important. There has to be a reason that Sargeras keeps coming after this Azeroth. He's tried it now, 3-4 times? And he keeps coming back to get this one. There has to be a reason that the Titan spirits, when they quote-unquote died, are now inhabiting the Keepers of Azeroth. They could have picked any Keeper on any planet. And there has to be a reason that, again, that the Naru guided the Draenei eventually to Azeroth. Like I kept saying, there's something important about here. There's something important about Arvellon. Is it because Azeroth is the last Titan?
Or because Azeroth's important to the storyline for us gamers.
Right. But if you notice, Blizzard doesn't ever do anything on accident. When they write their storylines, like the Emerald Dream, we knew about the Emerald Dream in vanilla, but nowhere else had it ever gone through.
So you think the Emerald Dream is Azeroth's dream?
Right. He's sleeping inside... She is sleeping inside this world. It could be the actual mind or the actual dream of Azeroth herself.
Yep.
And then the Nightmare is sent to destroy?
Right. The Nightmare originally was trying to corrupt by the old gods. They could never beat the Titans. That's why they were trying to corrupt the one and only Titan that they knew that were so close. Which would have been right here. Now that now that they're gone, and the Titans are no longer there, if this Titan would wake up, it could stop Sargeras.
Right.
Why not have Sargeras have it either destroy it
or keep it trapped?
Keep it trapped.
That's why it hasn't even been awakened.
Right, or even ally with it. What better to have is your greatest enemy to be your number one lieutenant or your number one partner in destroying the universe.
Yeah. So.
But if Azeroth's a Titan doesn't need to partner with Sargeras to destroy shit. They could do it on their own. Yes? No.
Right.
They're asleep though. Azeroth's asleep, so they don't know anything right now. So like in Chronicles, like not to cut you off, but the little bit I did read is this exactly what we're talking about right now, where the old gods were trying to find. They kept hearing, essentially that Azeroth existed. So then that's when they started coming over here. That's when all the crap started happening, and that's when Sargeras and everything kind of went on his own. And then basically, like, the Void Lords, they came over here, started getting in contact with it to try to take over it and whatnot. And then it basically turned into this giant clash. Like, we want this. We want to have it on our side. So you have two people fighting for Azeroth right now. That's why they don't want to wake it, because if it wakes the wrong way, in theory, all hell's probably going to break loose. And so they don't want that to happen.
Remember Rathian? And when Rathian was in an egg, originally had the orcs
hear everything that was going on, because they
Exactly.
hear everything that's happening outside their egg.
Right. So basically what's going on is the same thing that we were trying to do against the Blackrock orcs, that we're trying to get them to use him in one way. Now the Alliance take him over, and the good guys take him over, and they want to start using him for their way. It's that same battle that's going on. We've always thought Sargeras wanted to come and destroy Azeroth and be done with it. Destroy the planet and move on.
No.
I don't think that's the point. I think the point is to either destroy the Titan, obviously now that we know that it's in there, or even ally with it.
Yeah, as destroying it wouldn't make any sense. Then what goal would you have? When the bad guy wins in the end of the story, what goal do you have? You have no future.
That's what he's trying to do, though. He's trying to destroy everything in the universe to bring it to nothing, to bring it to black nothingness.
And he's just going to sit there in the universe of black nothing with his fucking lemon tea?
Because the Nathrazim had originally
there'll be no more lemon tea.
Yeah. The forces of evil had basically said, look, what the Titans are doing by creating order and bringing the light and everything is wrong. And it's them that causing all the problems that are in the universe. So they convinced him to destroy everything and purge the light from the universe.
Yes.
That's what he's doing.
Well, I like to be in the dark just as much as the next guy, because light's not really my friend. But that's terrible.
But yeah, and like I said, if he's there, if he's fighting against all this, Azeroth is the only thing right now that's going to be standing in his way.
So your ultimate theory regarding the Emerald Dream is that it's actually Azeroth's dream, which is where it came from. We are living in that dream, which is the perfect.
No, we're living on Azeroth. The Emerald Dream is a different plane of existence.
But the Emerald Dream is the perfect version of Azeroth. Didn't we talk about this before, where you said it's the perfect version?
Right.
So they're dreaming of the perfect version.
It was the creation of Azeroth at the very beginning. It was how everything was supposed to be at the very beginning before we came along and started screwing shit up. So now we're coming back to that dream. We've cleansed it. We've pushed it back. We've got access through it through the Druids because they were given that special privilege to it.
Right.
With what we find out with Val-Shara, who's going to stop Xavius? He can basically run amok through there now. And again, I don't want to go too much. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into that because of potential spoilers. But yeah, with him coming with nothing to stand in his way, what's to stop him? And if his allegiance is with Sargeras, it's Sargeras is forcing him back in.
So what's the purpose, you would say, of the Emerald Nightmare then? If we have the Emerald Dream, which is Azeroth's conscious, like, we'll take this and we'll run with that. So with the Emerald Nightmare, is that meant to trap, to keep them asleep?
No, let me explain it like how I explained to Coney before. And I was talking to Coney before the show, and I explained it this way. Imagine having the absolutely worst nightmare you've ever had in your entire life. And you wake up, and the nightmare keeps going on and doesn't stop.
I'm friends with you every day. It just keeps going.
but seriously, it's the scariest thing you've ever seen. And then I come along and I say, don't worry, I'll help you. And I'm telling you that, well, if you go and just destroy all the shit, the nightmare will go away. He's corrupting the mind of Azeroth itself to mold her in a way that he wants it.
Just to be the savior, right? Like, I'm Captain Save-A-Ho, I'm here to rescue you. Right.
And meanwhile, whenever he does that, he's not really there to save her. He's just molding her into what he needs her to be.
Wifey, got it.
So that's where I think is, well, it could be. It could be a mate. Yeah.
Right.
Or it could be just that, these are beings of great power that have been unmatched. And if we lose Azeroth as a Titan and as an ally, there's no way we're ever going to stop him.
We got to get together right now.
Yeah, and looking forward, we actually may be leaving this planet, and I'll get into this in about 2 weeks for another lore segment. We might be actually leaving this planet to go to another planet.
I'm ready to set up shop.
And
We've already ruined Azeroth. It's time to move.
And this time, not back in time like we did, and we fucked up Draenor too.
Yeah,
didn't we?
it's time to abandon
Right.
ship and get the fuck out of here. We got to recamp somewhere not here because we screwed this whole planet up 6 ways from Sunday.
And for some things that I've been reading and talking to a couple other people, it looks like in a future expansion, or maybe even the next expansion, we're leaving Azeroth.
No, I think I think the next expansion is going to be water. A bunch of us were talking in Zoom about that. They're all the mounts they've been giving us, all the main focus, hard to get mounts, and their focus has been a lot of water mounts lately.
I'll have when the show's over. 'cause I
Wasn't
don't
it
wanna
you
get
that
into-
said that, Sauce? I think you said it. Somebody, we were all talking, and they said they seem super focused on water mounts. Valid.
I'll put it this way: somebody of great importance in the lore, as you're going through some of the Legion questing, said, "Yeah, we're going home."
Oh.
I'm coming home.
And
I wonder
it's
where
major.
we're going. I love trips. I should pack my bags.
As soon as the show's over, I'll tell you, and it'll blow your mind. But we are leaving this planet, and possibly permanently.
Permadeath.
We should get a head start and plant some PWNCAST signs and make big buildings and huts.
We did that
Follow
already in
us.
Draenor.
Wait,
Yeah, we did.
we can start something. They call them are the
Garrisons.
garrisons.
Those garrisons.
They might have a guild garrison this time around.
Oh man.
One could only
Guild
dream.
halls?
That's food for
That's
thought.
deep.
Comment on the show, guys. Tell us what you're thinking. I'm sure tons of you are going to be freaking out, telling Lycan how wrong he is, because whenever we talk about lore, but tell us what you think, even if it's wrong or the opposite. Put on your tinfoil hats and comment and tell Lycan where you stand as far as the dreams and
You should comment and get him to respond, but also tweet this guy.
Yeah,
Argue
hit
with
me up
him.
on Twitter.
Brain challenge. Yeah.
Like
show up at his front
1312.
door in nothing but underwear, holding a stack of pancakes and a glass of milk,
Sounds
because
cute.
that's how I greet my friends.
This is Lycan's home. I'll have to ask permission first, and depending on what they look like, we might work something out.
Just show
But
up
yeah,
in your
hit
ruse
me
and a
up on-
stack of pancakes.
On Twitter, I've given out my real ID. It's Lycan1312. Please, if you have some theory crafting, let me know.
Sounds
I'm
good.
in. I'm in.
That was good because
Amen.
I actually had some comments on that one since I've actually been reading Chronicles. So
So the Chronicles book, I never actually started. I started, but I didn't dive too far into it. What I need to do is I need to have a
Look at
bathtub.
the first page.
I need to have a bathtub session where I lay in the bathtub with my book, because that's the only place that or the potty, but and really sit down and read it
You
from
could
front
get
to
off
back.
your phone on the potty. No,
I do my best thinking while I'm in the bathroom. Get my
You
best
get it on
ideas.
ebook.
Well, I
shake
have
it.
I have it. You know, I have the full book, and I meant to do it because I wanted to read it to the children, make it exciting, do voices and stuff to try to get them, into.
that's cool.
And-
It works.
I think that's
I was
the
going to read it
purpose
to the
of the book
husband.
as well.
I was going to
Read the
it to-
chapter first before you start, because if you start reading about the old gods, they might have nightmares.
Some of it's pretty.
Well, then I'll read it
Pretty
to the
deep stuff,
husband.
like the Void
it'll
Lords.
be
Yeah,
Dark's
don't read that
bedtime
part.
story then.
An emerald
Shades of
nightmare. You were quiet at the start of the show there. I thought you were editing her face for 50 Shades. I don't know. what
Probably
you
already
like it
did
yet.
that.
Yeah, I could tell he was too quiet for too long.
Gemma, what about you? Let's talk about the pet battling world today, sir.
Well, I'm exhausted. Let me just charge up some mana here. Hang on.
There you go. I got that blue drink.
Where'd you get? That looks like the lesser quality of mana. Isn't the mana supposed to be darker?
That looks like hypnotic.
That looks like the lesser version.
Pull it up. Stats don't matter. They do. That's a lie. Actually, stats really matter. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're less than 2 months away from BlizzCon. What does this mean? Yes, PWNCAST, we're going to be there. You're not all so lucky, right? So you don't get all the cool little things, but there's the virtual ticket, right? I purchased mine before I got to go to my first BlizzCon last year. And there's a bunch of stuff that's okay, but there's new pets. These pets look crazy.
Those pets
Now,
are dope.
they look so crazy. We deserve both of them. We haven't heard if we get both of them. Horde and Alliance, there's a Legionnaire Murky and a Knight Captain Murky. Very cool. I'm excited. Like, I always get really pumped up for these new pets that you get from the virtual ticket or from going to BlizzCon. Virtual tickets normally $40. We'll probably give one away as PWNCAST. If we don't, I guess I'll have to fork out the money and do that.
I'm sure the closer we get, that you'll see some giveaways happening.
Yeah, we're not going to let some of you go without having a chance to win the virtual ticket, right? See us at the concert and walking around and stuff, so it'll be cool. But anyways, I'm super excited for Legionnaire Murky and Knight Captain Murky. Once we know if we get both of them, of course, we'll let you know, PWNCAST show or on the website. Also, the Karaji Guardling. Ooh, a pet that most of you have not heard about. You probably have if you're a super collector, right? It's been out for a while, but it's seasonal, right? So you only have 3 more days to get it. I think when you watch this, 2 more days. So you want to go get it. It spawns outside of AQ there. What's the zone? The zone is the Fallen Kingdom. I always mess up the name. Yeah. Anyways, what's the name of the AQ40? Say it, Lycan.
The Fallen
Someone save me.
Encourage?
Yes, thank you. So it's right outside of there. You got 2 more days. And I remember in Mists of Pandaria when the pet battling became a thing. Of course, we had companion pets before that, but we had achievements, new content. And this was the last for the real super pet collectors. There was the Zookeeper achievement to collect all of the wild companion pets. And this pet was the last one, right? Because it was seasonal. So it's hilarious to see, hundreds of players outside waiting for this Karaji Garling to spawn. And the spawn rate was so terrible. Blizzard had to actually change it up to make it more common, right? So it's very easy. You just fly there, you go catch it. So you got 2 more days to do that. And then after that, we've got the next seasonal pet, which is the Snowy Owl. You won't be able to get that until December. So the Snowy Owl goes from December 21st, stops spawning on March 20th. But I really wanted to just tell everyone you got 2 more days to get your Karaji Garling, which spawns June 21st to September 3rd. And Belle stole my segment about the Raiding with Leashes achievement. How exciting, everybody. I'm just joking. I had no idea. Thanks for telling us, Belle. She stole my... No, she's right. Breaking news, Belle and PWNCAST and the PWNCAST Daily Quest is great for that type of information. I'm not a world first type of player, but I love hearing about this information. Right. Well, yes. In that sense, yes, I am last, but I'm right in that middle pact, right? I'm your middle casual, just a bit better than mediocre stocks. That's me, right? But with that being said, the Raiding with Leashes achievement 4, it's the 4th one. People go nuts for these achievements and these new pets. Look, play it cool. Get these companion pets, learn it, unlearn it, sell it. But I like having all these pets in my... No, stop. Sell it. You're going to get another one. They drop in raids that are here forever. Again, you're going to get the pet again. I'll sell any companion pet if I know... I'll sell anything.
Whoa.
Can we edit that out? No, I'm just joking. Nope. Of course, these pets, you're going to be able to get them again. Maybe you don't want to go farm them again, but they drop very frequently. And if you sell it for, like last week's show, we found out you can sell it for 5,000 and then rebuy it for 2,000 another time. You still make 3,000 profit. So maybe you're not. Maybe you're a super collector. Collect them. They're also credit for those achievements. The way it also works is, you learn it, you've got credit towards the achievement. I can unlearn it, share it with my friends. Belle, Secret Sauce, Lycan. They can unlearn it, give it back. I'm going to go sell it because I know I'm going to get it. So another shorter segment, but that mana really helped, and we're excited for Raiding with Leashes 4. Yeah.
And it comes with both pets, Jim.
Does it?
It does. Jim.
For sure?
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. So your whole entire segment, I was just going
This is not going to go well at the next board meeting, guys. Thanks, Secret.
Well, if it's any consolation, I made fun of you, and Skype was not muted, so you heard me, but the recording didn't hear me, so I'm going to have to find a way to lip sync that in.
No, well, hey,
I have 3 mute buttons. If I can't mute Skype anymore because it shows up in my box that I've muted, it's really awkward.
Right?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I blame it on pirates.
Well, it was pirates, but that was lovely. And I thank you for telling us the important information about Raiding with Leashes, because I needed to know that info.
Yeah.
We've been teasing Jim a lot about being average and Some would even venture to say that he's a basic bitch, right? But he's really not, guys. He works really hard.
Oh my god!
I think he works really hard. He does. He just put up new videos this week. We totally just tease him, but he really does work hard. I just give him a hard time because he always pushes me to do better, and I always push him.
You want us to be great, right? So, you know, there's competition out there, and I did get some new guides out, and you know, it's hard to separate yourself from whether a content creator or, you know, a news specialist on the show or for the website, because we're all players. We're all trying to enjoy our time in this brand new expansion, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, player, pimping ain't easy, but smacking hose is.
Oh my. Oh my. We just crossed into the realm of hood today.
That works.
True dat.
True dat.
True dat.
I was not sure if Sauce had anything to talk about for raids, because raids start tomorrow, so I didn't know if is it a moot point to even bother?
Not really. Just for the simple fact, like, for a lot of people out there that have a main spec, and this is all based on the artifact weapon. I know some people that are actually gearing 2 forms of their weapons, and is it good? Yes, but is it bad? Yes, at the same time, because from what I was told, I haven't really done the investigation on it, is your artifact weapon caps out at level 30. I don't know if any of you guys know that. 37, so that's a long way to go. And I know some people that have 2 weapons at like level 17.
Yeah.
Where, is that bad? In my opinion, yeah. If you're going to be a raider, you know, you could have been maybe level 25 already on your main stat weapon. But I mean, if you're going to be a progression raider, hardcore raider, whatever you want to be, I'm pretty sure most people have been just building into that one weapon. I have holy, straightforward. That's why I said Shadow. I'm doing hardly any DPS as Shadow, but it is what it is. I just use that solely, the sole purpose for questing and stuff like that. But other than that, not really. Working on the roster for writers. It's a lot of people. It's a whole lot of people that are going to be trying out, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting, and with my work schedule, I'm going to be cutting it really short. Probably from now until after the holiday season. They're pushing us a lot this week, you know, from now on. So
we'll be all right.
I know. So for all the writers that are going to watch this, I will see you shortly. For all the raiders out there that do watch the show, enjoy, you know, the Emerald Nightmare. Just be happy.
Go in for fun first, right? Go in for funsies.
Yeah, you know,
tomorrow night.
Unless you're pushing, you know, unless you're that in a type of guild like that, or in just a group that just pushes rating. I mean, enjoy it. You know,
Just
get the most you can get out of it.
Get to know the bosses. Go shake hands. Go be friends, guys. Bring them some tacos.
I had tacos for dinner, mind you. But anyways, I don't really have a segment. Like I
figured because it was before raid that most of the stuff would come after raid. So
yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
I want to hear how the. Sorry, I was gonna say I want to know how the full clear went next week's show.
Yeah, full clear.
That would be fantastic. If we manage to do that, I will be ecstatic. Even though we're walking into normal just to, you know, get the feel of it.
Right.
We always know the mechanics are going to change from normal to heroic. They always add like an extra ability and stuff like that. So,
if
yeah, what kind of talk is that from our mythic?
I came back to rating. It's not if. It's when.
Okay.
Not only when. Let's talk about it.
Okay, excuse me. When we clear it on normal.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yes, that's all I have. Nothing big.
So for Bell's Bites, somebody commented on the show and said, what did they say? The supposed, the claim that Bell was struggling. And I said, my response is, okay, you're putting claim, right? Let's quote this as if I made that up. Like I woke up this morning and said, I'm going to tell everybody I was average as fuck in RBGs or in Battlegrounds and I was getting shit on. I want to tell people that I got shit on because I have nothing better to do than to claim a struggle. So I was a little frustrated because I thought, well,
did that comment bother you?
Well, it was like allegedly, like there was allegedly a guy outside my window. It wasn't a claim of struggle. I had a fucking struggle, literally. Like there wasn't a claim. It was a struggle. Anyway, now that that's out of the way,
you did have bet fun.
I
Right?
did have I had a great week with PvP, and I promised you guys that I would spend my week in PvP and I would check it out. So item level 841. I wanted to make sure I clarified something on the item level for the PvP. The Vindictive gear is 840, right? You have the opportunity for it to be Titan Forged and that whole 9 as well. So until you start getting the Vindictive pieces, you're going to want to have some PvE gear that's equal to 840, right? Go and do your world quest. Super easy. I'm 841 and I literally just log in and do my world quests. I don't do a lot of dungeons. So take advantage of that and know that once you hit the Vindictive gear, you're probably going to want the 840 gear, because we did talk about that gear, the mythic level and all that high-end gear, that's going to scale down in PvP. So all those people that are like, oh, I'm going to be mythic world first for PvP, well, you go right on a fucking head, buddy, because it's not going to get you very far. So,
well, that's good, because I screwed up last week and I was kind of asking that, right? So
yeah,
that's good.
so you 840, you want to use that because the gear is 815 is what you start at for the combatant, right? You don't want the combatant, you want them Vindictive. So, yeah, that I wanted to make sure that I clarified that, because I was realizing that might not have been clear. People might have thought, oh, Belle said to do mythic raids. Totally not what I meant. I just meant until you get that, because you're getting some of the 840 Vindictive gear from World Quests. You can also get it out of the strong boxes when you're doing your thing. So couple of us got items from World Quest. Like I got a Vindictive necklace and I got Vindictive legs and stuff. So pay attention to your World Quest for that as well.
Kudos to you.
Yeah. So on that, I step in 841, also not solo, right? I step in with friends this time. I'm a firm believer in if you're any kind of battleground, even if it's super random battlegrounds, please bring a friend, bring a buddy, bring a pocket healer, bring somebody that's going. Friend. Yeah, it's difficult to go into those scenarios alone. Now, some people are going to be like, why, Belle? I do that all the time. That's great for you, but I get my teeth kicked in when I don't have somebody with me. So, and it's not because I'm a baby and I need an escort. It's because everybody's so focused on what they're doing. The more people you have on your team that are on a voice comm with you, that can go in
everything is.
And do the strat, you're really going to be more successful. So did go in with friends. Boy, did I have so much fun. I'm theory crafting with destruction right now. As soon as I have destruction in a really good place on what I feel comfortable with, then we're going to talk about some different strategies for stats for PvP. Destruction's a little bit, they keep giving us the stats I don't want. Right now I have 23% crit. I don't want 23% crit. I only need 13%. So I'm trying to come up with a happy balance.
Gear.
Yeah, like the gear, they just keep giving me, stop giving me versatility. Shove it up your ass, please. I don't want your crap versatility.
It does not go there.
It just doesn't go, like they keep trying to make versatility a thing, but it's not good for our spell power. It takes away, because we only get either mastery or versatility. Very rarely are they on the same plane of existence. So the mastery is where we get our from, our oomph, our charge. So let me report to you on what I saw from from Battlegrounds. First of all, fuck rogues, and I'm going to go on the record and say that. And
God, I wish I still mained one.
I'm just going to say, fuck rogues. If you're a rogue, I love you. I love everything about you. I love that you're an individual and you're an independent rogue, but fuck rogues. Literally, it was. Did
they bother you? Is that
no,
why you say that?
I went against a rogue and I thought, okay, warlords, I could at least handle them. It's not going to be that big of a deal. I barely turned around and I was dead. And I was like, alrighty then. I guess we have nothing more to discuss then, because you just two-shot me. Man, it was rough, and it was outlaw too. So, but keep in mind these new things.
But their roll of bones was probably like on all 6 procs.
But it's also important to know something like an outlaw rogue. This is a new change. Blizzard always makes the new stuff super overpowered and killing all the things, and then they'll scale it down. Yeah, so that's next on my fuck you list. I have a list of several of them, and I know we talked about I wasn't going to say the F word, but it's needed in this scenario.
Too late now.
Now this is not a, rogues, I hate you all. This was literally like I struggled with rogues big time. I had to have help. Especially with, I spent all of it in CC. The CC is ridiculous. The fact that I'm literally constantly CC'd, and this isn't me complaining about the every man for himself, because it's not really that serious for me. It was always on a cooldown, so it's not like I used it every 5 seconds, but I literally spend the whole battleground in CC. I don't know what's changed as
You need
far
to
as the
record
other
one of
classes.
these segments. I want to watch this.
It's awful. It's absolutely awful.
We can
So-
watch her live stream soon. Are you
I'm
gonna be
trying,
live streaming?
yeah, I'm trying to get adaptation because adaptation is a 3% reduction of your overall CC for each CC. So that's
There you
exciting to me because like I spent in a freaking, I was asleep for like 11 seconds, and literally I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? 11
Sap,
goddamn
kidney
seconds!"
shot,
Like
blind.
fuck.
I mean, what else happened?
I think the CC duration longer than like 4 seconds is insane. I don't think it. I think we should nerf that just a tiny bit. And this is
I
me
wanted to
complaining.
say at least people are CCing, but it's a rogue, so that doesn't count because you want
Agree,
your.
and it wasn't, and
teammates
it's other classes too. But I was literally getting just the CC is just really bad right now. There doesn't seem to be any like if you're a caster, you just might as well drink some coffee and make a fucking steak because you're gonna be sitting there in CC for like 30 seconds at best.
Oh my gosh. So diminishing returns doesn't like
There is no
exist?
diminishing returns. There is none. I literally spent it CC'd. However, here's what I can tell you. The CC, that's just the nature of PvPing. It is what it is. You deal with it. Outside of those things, I had a blast. I literally had a blast. I was killing shit left and right. My Havoc with my dual Chaos Bolts with no freaking cooldown.
Like
Literally.
mentally you're killing stuff? Or
Oh, no. Like
really?
in real life. I was
Okay.
literally... The problem with me is I need to make sure I keep my proper placement. If I can put myself in a pretty good place, I could kill several people in a team fight before they notice me, literally. So I did. I had a blast, guys. Literally, it is funner with friends, and it wasn't terrible. There's some things that they do need to fix and change. So if you haven't had a chance to go into the PvP yet, and you know you're feeling like you're struggling, we're going to use that claim to struggle, right? Realizing also I was very rusty. It took several battlegrounds for me to kind of get back into the swing of things and realize that the way I play her is different. So I'm going to have to essentially you have to figure it out because they made. Each class had to choose between a lot of their important defensives. All their defenses were in one talent row. So you had to make that choice. Like I don't have my portal anymore because I choose my bubble. Now they're making some change in 7.1 where they're putting the bubble or they're putting the portal on a different talent tree, or a different talent set. But if you're haven't been in yet because you're scared, just hop in. Try to give constructive feedback as far as PvP is concerned. Give constructive feedback on everything all the way around. That does not mean go on the forums and be like, fuck rogues. Because that's not helping anybody, right?
Yeah, you can have a podcast for that.
Yeah.
Right.
But
right.
it was more of the literally I got two-shot. The same rogue. Every time I turned around, two-shot. I was surrounded by dice and then I'm dead. Okay then.
I'm telling you, they probably got the proc off, and I had that happen like for like 6 rolls in a row where all 6 went off, and
Windwalker monks
you're
too.
unstoppable.
Fuck, Windwalker
Like
monks, it
everything is buffed like by a shit ton.
Demon Hunters,
So-
I can't even see them. They're here and then they're there. Their movement is amazing. And I'm not talking crap. I think it's amazing. I'm just giving from the receiving end of getting your teeth smashed in. That's what that feels like. But I had a blast and I enjoyed it and I felt very, very positive about them moving forward in that regard. So I wanted to make sure I told you guys I would go in and I would spend the week in PvP. That's what I did. From a pro perspective, I'm not giving you that from a pro perspective. So before you comment and say, well, so-and-so that streams...
You're just giving it from a PvP
This is from a
perspective.
normal, average, everyday, basic bitch going into PvP, trying to kill things and making the dream happen.
I'm going to
The
buy
good
you
news-
that shirt and mail it to you.
The basic
bitch.
But
The
it
good
was,
news
I
about
did have
that
fun.
guy who quoted last week, though, at least we know he watched past halfway, right?
Well, I think he didn't really pay attention, maybe because he didn't hear where I had talked about, me being rusty, me literally
Right.
having, I was like 800 item level. He said, well, the gear points, the gear matters. No matter what you say at the end of the day, gear's always mattered in PvP. Those that don't have it get shit on. Those that do have it get shit on less.
Well, especially not just the gear, but having the talents and then also
Yes.
having specific
Yes.
traits on your artifact
that
weapon
was
are going
next
to
on
make.
my list. Look
make
at
or break.
you. If
Sorry,
you're-
my bad.
No, that's great because
Yeah,
you segued right into that. One of the things that you do need to be aware of, this is a little bit tricky if you're a PvPer and a raider, right? You're going to have to kind of make a choice. Some of your traits on your artifact weapon are going to be more important for PvP. You're going to have to gauge that. If you do both, you better be doubling your artifact collection, your artifact power, because you're screwed. Like for me, I've had to be very painfully aware that I'm going to be raiding and PvPing, so I'm trying to allocate accordingly. But for your talents, having your PvP talents are going to make a difference. If I'm going up against a destruction that has all their PvP talents and I have 3 of them,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna do
kinda
my
dead.
best.
Oh,
But
you're
I can
dead.
tell you, I killed a fucking Affliction Warlock, and I killed that Affliction Warlock like 7 times, and I was laughing because
Probably,
that
like, tunnel
Warlock
visioned her.
that Warlock just kept coming back for more, and I was like, really? And I just literally dead. Now,
I
they
was gonna
might-
say, and them talents though mean, you're right, they mean so much, because like I've stepped in a couple battlegrounds this week, and then I think it's like my level 7 is it's an aura that I drain 2% of your health for every second you stand there, and
Wow.
just that one talent, yeah, you're right, it really does make a big difference.
I have a talent that
Huge.
it's the Curse of Tongues, and it causes them to speak in tongues, and they can't. They're just there.
That sounds.
I thought
that
that's when
sounds-
you just swear a lot.
That
right?
is where I
Curse
swear a lot.
tongue.
But I felt good about killing that Affliction because it was difficult for me to kill an Affliction lock. It was really difficult because I would
Before or
usually
now?
before, because I would usually die before the dots. Like I would die from the dots before I could get my embers up to continue my Chaos Bolt, because
Right.
they just drain life constantly, right? They use their gate and their portal that gives them like that removes them from CC, helps them regenerate health. This was, previously. So for me to be able to 1v1 a Affliction Warlock, I was quite happy to say the least about that. Either they were a really bad Affliction Warlock, or
You're just that.
You're
awesome
just
now.
that good.
I'm gonna choose to say it was because I was super awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't hate Affliction, so
It's just not your thing.
it's just not my get down, baby.
And I think you also would dislike, they've been the better as, class.
I dislike
or
that people
spec,
tell
excuse
me that I need to be. Oh, you need to be Affliction, or you don't work in our comp because we need an Affliction Warlock. Okay, I mean that's cool, but don't try to be my friend, and then tell me that I can't. Like, could you not? But I did have a blast, and just make sure.
Deleting you off my friends list.
Right, just make sure that you're prioritizing and getting your talents. It's not that difficult. Even a loss, you get honor points. Go do it. It's not that. It's get your crap.
Or try
done
to
and
get your
honor-
daily
honor.
win. Because if you're Alliance, you
You
get that
do get the
swan,
daily
so
win. You do.
Alliance is pretty good at BGs.
Keep in mind, if you want the PvP version of your artifact
BGs.
weapon, which is what I'm going for, you have to prestige one time to get the PvP version, and there's an achievement that you have to do, which is super easy. Go and look. I did a breakdown on the. Pretty sure I did it for the PvP. Pretty sure the PvP guide has information on that, but go get your prestige so you can get your artifact weapon for your PvP. It was my favorite. All the PvP weapons were my favorite. So go in
Oh,
and
the
do...
transmogs for PvP.
Yep. So paladins are doing really, really well. Really, 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 really well.
Ret.
Yeah, and well, here's the thing. Dark, he's completely
I
forsaken.
was just going to say, good job, Dark.
He's forsaken. He went the bandwagon. Windwalker's pulling amazing numbers easily right now, and he's like, I'm going to play Windwalker. So I versus Bubble the other day, and I said, hey, just so you know, when a class is overpowered like that, the nerfs will come. You think you're sitting pretty right now, but just wait. You put all your
Couple
stock
weeks.
into this class that you're playing that might not be worth dick in 2 weeks. But he,
Or
he's-
it could survive the season, and the next season it changes.
Nah,
it.
hell
he
no.
seems to think he's still going to love it, though. He really, really likes the monk, and I think, maybe he needed something different, which is, it's a good thing. Seeing a lot
he
of
played
tanks.
Paladin all of Warlords, so
Seeing a lot of tanks in Battlegrounds.
Well, he probably watches the show, too, and maybe a monk on the show motivated him to play monk.
He
right?
doesn't watch you at all. Just so
And
we're
I can't
clear.
even get him in a group to Battleground.
He doesn't watch you, ever. Anyway.
How do you know?
Just kidding.
So well.
So yeah, there's that. They're doing really, really well. Demon Hunters are just across the board doing just
Yeah.
amazing. Monk heals are still looking really, really good.
They're fun. I'm
yeah.
enjoying myself.
They're looking really, really good. I'm seeing quite a few shaman healers, which is nice that's still a thing in PvP. Warriors are warriors. I can kill a warrior, but it's really hard.
I'm sure everything would be good if it's played right, but I also heard
which
Druids
warrior
are pretty good.
is harder to kill, a Fury or a Arms?
It's pretty early right now to say for sure, but based on your
I would
experiences,
probably have to
better-
say Fury is harder to kill than Arms for me as a Destruction Warlock. That's
Right.
my issue. But the classes that everybody is enjoying right now is going to be your Paladins, your Demon Hunters, and your fucking Rogues. So
Yes.
That's my fuck you list today, guys. Every week for Bell's Bites, when I do my PvP stuff, I'm going to give you a list, and I'm going to call it my fuck you list. The show is rated E for explicit, not for everyone.
So. For entertaining. But anyone who's offended and they do leave a comment, it's great because they're,
banter's good, and your opinion doesn't have to be my opinion, and we can just agree to disagree, and we can hold hands and be friends and eat tacos. But I wanted to make sure I talked about PvP, and that is pretty much what I had for Bell's Bites. So
I don't like sitting so close though when people are eating. I don't want to hold hands. I'd rather just.
Sometimes I want to sit in someone's lap while I'm eating my Cheerios. No, okay. So like
honey nut or regular?
Whoa.
I like oatmeal crisp.
That's personal. Crisp. There's no oatmeal crisp, honey bunches, or freaking.
Is that Canada?
I
thought you said Cheerios. Did you
never
say
heard
Cheerios?
of? You guys haven't? You don't have oatmeal crisp?
No.
Oh my goodness! I'll bring it next show.
I have waffle crisp, which is delicious.
That's crazy talk.
Lycan, what did you do this week in World of Warcraft?
I'm embarrassed.
Why?
I'm hungry now.
I really don't even want to talk about it. I'm so embarrassed.
Why
So I was doing everything that Secret Sauce told me not to do and leveling 2 different artifacts.
I know, he made me feel bad too. Sorry,
I know, I feel like shit.
Terrible.
Oh, I want you to tank and DPS. Don't level two weapons at one time.
That's fine.
No, let's not let this go.
So anyway, no. We've got so much more petty shit.
Somebody's super bitter. Whoa.
You do realize. Sorry, go. Yeah.
And Secret might actually have some second thoughts about allowing me to tank. I go into a dungeon today, and I put my Maw of the Damned. I'm all set up. Will you please stop smelling your pen?
You know what? Like
it's actually kind of weird.
It smells like watermelon. There's vents on the side of the pen that smell. That's right.
So anyway, I equip my Maw of the Damned, and I'm trying to find out how to unlock this secret skin for the DK's weapon. Not been found out on the internet yet. Nobody's been able to figure it out. One of the things it says was to raise so many, or was it 2,000 of your goals and unholy. There's a frosting, and then there's one for DKs that says use consumption for 1,000 times. I'm going, consumption? I've never heard of that. So I go to look. It is the first frickin' spell they give you on Maw of the Damned, and I've never used it for 2 friggin' weeks, and I couldn't figure out why I was dying so easily in heroics.
That's your on use for your weapon.
It is, yes. Basically, you swing everything in front of you, and it heals you for like 250,000 or 500,000, depending on how. I mean,
man, that's gnarly.
Yeah, because you got Marrow Rend, which builds up your bone shield. Your Death Strike, which heals, and your brother was even talking about this consumption thing, and I never put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, I never touched the big healing spell that it gives you for tanking.
Be careful! Don't get kicked off the raid team.
I told your brother Bell, and Dom just sat there and laughed at me the entire time.
Yeah, he's a dick like that.
Yeah, he would do that.
I deserved it though.
That's embarrassing. Look at you admitting this in the circle.
He's growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So frustrating.
Growing up is hard to do, man.
So you discovered something new with your weapon. Also,
it's horrible.
It's really awkward because I didn't think anybody would catch on that I was sniffing my pen. It's really fucked up that you called me out.
Yeah, bro.
The entire time you're doing your show, your segment next week, I'm just gonna sit there. I'm gonna grab a pen and I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab my candle over here burning.
I bought this for $2 for my daughter who's doing a fundraiser at school. Jim,
I guess it was a great investment, obviously.
Jim, what'd you do this week in work? Did you have more? No, I think that was it.
Okay. That's okay. I'm done.
Yeah, you're done.
Should be after that weekend. Wow. No.
You are now.
I'm just, you are. Could you please stop that? No, I'm just joking. Continue.
Learn today.
So I had, I would say, a more productive week and WoW this week. Last couple weeks, I did the leveling and I had a lot of different things going on, but it's so hard to play 2 tunes. You know what I mean? Like Secret's mentioning, don't level up both weapons for specs. Of course, you can do what you want, enjoy your game time, but he's right. He's right. If you want to be good, you want to put it all into one to be good. I had to put some in Windwalker because tanking's so boring on a monk. I just don't. I don't know. I found it kind of boring. And of course, with all the hype with how much damage Windwalker's doing, I got a quest. I want a quest as Windwalker. So I did put some artifact power into that, and I enjoy it, right? I'm still going to heal, but it was nice to kill like a grown-up, right? Like a real man. So the DPS is higher. I continue to do some PvP, not as much as last week. So I got a couple more new talents. I did some arena for the first time. Belle mentioned her significant other, Dark, and we went into arenas. We did some skirmish, and we got to see the new arenas. Very nice looking arenas.
Nagrand Arena?
I think that's what they're called. I have no idea what they're called.
Nagrand, we got 2 new arenas. One's Nagrand and Blackrook Arena.
That makes sense. Yeah, they're very nice, and we were complaining last expansion we didn't get them, so it was very fun to do that. But of course, our comp was pretty bad. They said let's do some battlegrounds. We won 2 in a row, and we called it a night. So when I mentioned the characters, it's so hard to the Horde Orc Hunter, the monk, the human monk, right? It's so hard to balance both for obvious reasons, right? I was playing the Orc Hunter. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna keep playing this and keep building up my marksman. And I got back on the monk, and I do like the monk, and I feel like every week I'm going to flip-flop, but my monk is more geared now. I did my first mythic last night, which is kind of sad because of, where we are in the expansion, but I think some players can relate when they hear me saying, it's hard to find time to...
I haven't done a mythic yet, and I play every day, so I don't think I don't think it's sad for you. With the expansions, there's so much to do.
Yeah. Well, it feels that way. So I didn't know you haven't done a mythic, but when you hang out in your guild chats or you see, it seems like everyone's
Those are all overachievers. Aja, you're an overachiever, boo-boo. They're all overachievers.
I was talking to Aja. She was waiting to see when she gets mentioned, so I said I was going to mention her first.
I mention her every episode. She always is.
And that's what she's saying, absolutely. So, but it feels that way. When you're busy in life and you're trying to balance whatever and some different things in game, you feel like everyone else is doing what you're not, and for some players anyway, you're filthy casuals like myself. So it felt great to do a mythic finally, but these friggin' guys, we failed on the one boss, we kill it finally, woo, they leave. They thought it was the last boss.
They're like, we beat the game.
Last boss. That's like me and this hunter, and he just goes, well, F, and he wrote it. I'm just like, I got my first mythic piece, which was nice, so I couldn't finish that, but I finished the next one. So yeah, just getting better, gearing up, knowing my class more, and
nice.
Yeah, I had a good week in WoW.
Nice. Sauce.
What'd you do?
What'd you do this
Saucy?
Sauce?
Got to 837 so far. So I know, right? So not too far off. Ran a couple mythics, wasn't that bad. Someone said I couldn't do it at 819 gear. Full of shit. I am.
I never said that.
I did not say you.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm at the top of the list of saying you could do what people tell you.
Someone said I could not heal a mythic at 819 because I could not reach enough heals. Somebody.
Yeah, it's real hard to go in with a guild group that had already done mythics. Sauce.
Well, I know, right?
Just joking.
But yeah. It was rough. However, I am very capable of healing as holy. I've leveled it my entire existence in World of Warcraft, so I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Well, it's because you're a priest. You were built for that.
Yeah. I ran Siege of Orgrimmar last night with Cash and Yas, and we had a blast, and I got to tame Thok, which was, every time I go into that damn place, makes me think of Lycan. Every time. I don't care what happens.
The guns I need.
Yeah, the only ones you need, man. Just make sure you pop that ability.
Do you remember we tried to do that?
Hmm?
You and Dominic. I'm pretty sure Lycan was with us as well.
No, that was me in Secret, and me and Secret finished the boss off by ourselves. Him healing and I DPS'd.
Yes. And then
used my name.
No, I didn't.
No, neither one of us just did.
You used your own name in your own head. You need to shut up them voices while we're trying to do the show. They're interfering. Go ahead, Sauce. Sorry.
Yeah. Learn the ability to tame mechanicals on my hunter, so that was fun as well. So, I mean, I really haven't had too much of a chance to fully play like I wanted to. I'm like one artifact weapon away from my alts on my lock of all people that's left. I'll probably maybe do that tonight, but nothing big. Just looking forward to raiding and having a blast and maybe yelling at some people and
Can you please? Seems like you're a softie and you wouldn't know how to yell. Sorry.
Oh, dude, you don't even know. I have to yell at people all day at work, so...
He does not yell in raids. He's such a liar.
That's what I mean. I just can't.
You know what he does? I hear
twice.
him being super
That's
nice, and then Belle puts her bitch cap on, and I'm like, listen, I'm not like Sauce where I'm going to be super nice and say please. I'm going to tell you guys to do the shit, or I'm removing you. That's what happens.
You
Because he's
haven't
nice.
rated
He
me like
pretends to
when
be
I
mean,
did.
but he's not. He's really nice.
Writers that are going to end up watching this, please post the one time that I actually...
Okay, one
cussed
time in
out.
a million. In a million, you
matter.
had a bad day because you didn't have
Hey, man.
tacos or something.
I'm here to bring up people's spirits, not tear them down. I'm not you. I'm not
Wow! Hey, I take great pride in that, okay?
exactly. So, I
Some
had fun.
people will tell you that's all I do, and I'm okay with that.
It's totally okay with it. She's a lock in real life, so...
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's
But
good.
yeah.
I'm glad you're aggressive
Yes.
at times.
Be aggressive.
I'm the good cop, she's the bad cop. So.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's pretty valid. It's pretty
way.
pretty true. So now we're going to be rating, right? Rating. We're rating.
Yeah.
We're holding our stuff.
are you rating?
I spent my week doing world quests and doing Suramar things and profession stuff. Unlocked my third relic. Like I want to say it was the beginning of last week, maybe the week before. Just doing stuff on mine. I'm raid ready at 841. I have not done one single mythic. I have to do 2 for some quests, but I haven't. All my gears came from world quests. That's it. Maybe I got a piece in a dungeon, perhaps.
Did you unlock something the other day? Did you make a guide?
I did. That was actually on my list to talk about. I was about to forget about it because I don't know if you guys could tell this entire evening I am exhausted. Literally, I can barely even keep my eyes open.
Because you're about to overdose on watermelon.
I know. Because I really have a shit for that pin. So I needed to do the guide for the artifact weapon. Or it's not a weapon, it's the artifact, the fishing artifact. That Lycan had already gotten that, which was really nice because he was really helpful with some of the things that I, was having a struggle with. So what I did is I did this guide as I was actually going after the Underlight Angler. I did that on purpose because I wanted to make sure that I was giving you guys the most up-to-date information as far as that goes and the best strategy from a person who actually did it. I didn't just read that shit off the internet and regurgitate it. I actually did it to make sure that you guys could just grab it, go, and do your thing. Now, ultimately, it was not terrible. It was only terrible when I couldn't purchase the lures. I actually had to go farm those ones. Then it was a little bit terrible because some of the Stunned Angry Shark, which is really easy, I probably got it 3 or 4 times back to back while in Stormheim. But I did do a breakdown on all the lures. You can buy a lot of them in the auction house. What you don't buy, you can go and get. But I did a nice breakdown. There's a video on the YouTube channel. There's an article that goes with it on PDQ for your fishing artifact. Go get it. Go walk on water. You turn into a freaking fish in the water, which was unnerving at first when it happened. Because I jumped in these bubbles and I thought, oh cool, the fish is going to put me in the air. No, I turned into the fish and in the water I went. That was really nice.
Oh, wow.
I literally call that monkey see, monkey do.
Oh man.
Lycan got it first week and then you
Well, I had already planned on getting it. I just couldn't do it till that weekend, so he just beat me in the timeline prior. It was it was literally on my to-do list of guides.
Well, yeah, he saved so much time not looking
really
at
did.
his tanking weapon.
Well,
Don't bring me into your 50 Shades of Grey. Or 50 Shades of Belle. I did not beat you.
Whoa. So I also want to call out the fishing node porting. First of all, it's great, but it's not what you think it is. So I get this weapon and I'm fucking stoked, right? Let me find these fishing nodes, and I'm clicking. Doesn't port you magically. You have to visually see, and there's a circle. There's summoning your circle for your Rain of Fire or a targetable circle. You have to put that circle over the fishing node for it to port you.
Okay.
Dumbest fucking shit ever. So do not get this.
yards.
Yeah, do not get this based off the teleporting because that's horseshit. However, do get it for water walking. Do get it for turning you into a fish. Do give it for the skill points it adds, and do get it because it's Murloc bones. That's essentially what it is. It's Murloc bones.
Well, not only that too, but even some of the fishing. If you're gonna do a lot of fishing, putting the points into the fishing.
Oh, for the fishing the whole pool.
Right,
Yeah.
you can fish up. You have a chance to fish up a whole pool in one cast
Instead of several casts for the pool.
How will the fish replenish if everyone's doing that?
I
though?
know. You're You're right, but they'll do it. That's how it works.
The environment.
But do not get this thing based off just the teleporting to the nearest node, because it is not what you think it is, and I'm actually a little disappointed that I'm really, and I'm going to call, if somebody at Blizzard is listening or watching, I'm going to call you out a little bit. I think that was kind of shitty for you to do that.
Go to the forums.
Yeah, like, I just
To
felt
the
like
forums.
if you're going to call it teleporting to the nearest node, I shouldn't have to click and target to find the node. The point of that for me is convenience, right? I can run to a node I see. The point is I want to be able to click and it take me to a node that maybe I didn't see around a corner or something 200 yards away. But the fact that I have to physically click on the node to teleport to it is fucking dumb. Just throwing that out
It
there.
literally takes you longer to find it, click on it, boom, than it does to go in the water and go fish for them all the way over to
So
it.
it wasn't as
working.
great, but good
So you're
still.
saying it's working as intended?
It is working as it's intended. It just was not what you think. Like, you're excited, you're stoked about this. That was the first thing I
Right.
did when I got my artifact power, and then disappointment. But it was good because
Sorry.
the other stuff is
Congrats.
good. Yeah.
Go check out the video.
Yeah, check out the video. It's definitely worth it to have. So you definitely want to do it. It's not super complicated. It's nice to do. I've started on my Margos dailies, I think they are. I've only done one so far. I did a quest. I fished up a drowned mana, and then he had nothing else for me. And I was like, well, okay then. I came all the way here for nothing. Thanks.
Can I give you a suggestion on that? In order to do the drowned manas, go to the pre-made group finder. Find a group that's doing it, because it's like constantly sitting there. I think I gained.
other people.
Remember how we used to fish in the garrison at the end of the expansion?
Yes.
And everybody was getting groups together to fish up the mountains and stuff like that, because you always. Same thing with Margos. There are fishing groups that are in the pre-made group finder that will make fishing up that ancient, or that, not the ancient mana, but whatever that unstable mana or whatever he does, drowned mana. Making that fishing the drowned mana so much easier, and when you have 40 people doing it, it's back to back. You could probably get, 10 of them per minute.
I'm
Oh,
only
that
there
works.
for the shark. I'm not going to lie. I just want the shark mount. So
Then get in a group, get your drowned mana, because it's all personal stuff. Boom, you'll have it done in minutes.
interesting.
Back to back, like the cover of Lethal
That's
Weapon.
what I did. I did PvP. I did PvE stuff. Suramar's my focus outside of PvPing. I really want to just continue to go through and unlock as much as I possibly can. I'm very close to being exalted. Is it revered then exalted? Yes, I'm very
Revered,
close
then
to being revered. I'm
Yes.
super excited about that, because that's the only one I care about. I hate you. That's the only one I
Looks
care
like a
about
cigar.
being fully exalted. So, with that being said, I think we had a fantastic show. We had some great topics of
I had a blast.
conversation. I was a little off the show as far as my jokes, but it's really just because I'm super tired. There were some cheesy jokes in there, guys. It's bound to happen. It's because
Yeah,
of
you're
my
fine.
Pirate Patch. I want to make a shout out to Ella, who is our admin and
Ella.
our graphic artist. She actually made this for me while we were waiting to start the show. She sent
Really?
this over. I told you
Well,
she
like,
was.
was right.
told
She's
you it was me,
crafty.
man.
She sure
Crafty.
did. She made this for me because I needed a
Yeah.
Pirate Patch.
Well, Lycan did say a 2-year-old made it. It looks like a 2-year-old made it, right? So
Is that what
Elmer's,
Aw,
with
yeah.
Elmer's glue and
She did it with a
popsicle
staple, I
stick.
think. Maybe she sewed it. I don't know. But she did make me this Pirate Patch because it is Pirates Day and we wanted to celebrate. But we
Arr.
are going to get on out of here. Make sure you guys go to PwnCastDailyQuest.com. Go see what we have going on over there. If you listen to the audio version of the show, make sure you go to PwnCast.tv. DitchCon, guys. DitchCon. If you're going to be in the Anaheim area on Wednesday, November 2nd, go to the Hilton Hotel, first floor, right off the lobby. Let's freaking party. DitchCon, BlizzCon, all those things are coming. So if you live in California and you're not going to BlizzCon, come party with us anyway. Yeah, see, this is how we're gonna. Arg. I can't.
Party hard.
You look like Adam Sandler.
I told you he's gonna start the wedding singer.
Oh, it's so
Bet you
good.
get that all the time on Let's Make a Deal, Bob.
But we are going to get on out of here. For those of you who watch, I also redid the ending credits. It's been a really long time since we've done that, so I
Shout out to that intro.
That intro was lovely, wasn't it? It was lovely. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you so much for spending your hour with us every week. We appreciate it, and we are honored that you allow us to entertain you. We are going to go put on Pirate Patch.
Wash our
50 Shades
hair.
of Bill. 50 Shades of Bill.
Shades of
No,
Bell,
there's
check
no
out Twitter.
50 Shades of Bell.
There's one shade,
That's
and
not
it's dark.
appropriate.
So you want to hear a joke for Pirates Day?
No,
Yeah.
she really did. Look at she stayed. What's the joke for Pirates Day?
Joke for Pirates Day? What's a pirate's favorite letter?
No, I'm not saying that.
What's the pirate's favorite
Because
letter?
when I say that, you're gonna say something.
No, I'm not answering.
Jim, you answer.
I got Cody. I got Hot.
Secret, what's the pirate's favorite letter?
R.
You would think it's the R, but it's actually the C.
Right, I hear it on the radio every fucking day.
I got Hots for real on that one. I couldn't answer. Sorry, and I should have participated, but don't worry, Bell will